So this is a video I made yesterday of Ranger after I brought him home from emergency neuter surgery. I took him to the ER vet last Saturday, and they said he had a partially torqued exterior testicle. He has one innie and one outie, and the one that was outside had been partially torqued. Long story short, they weren't able to do the surgery because it's a specialist and it's $6,500, and they didn't think that I would be willing to pay that. So Ranger went 3 or 4 days with this, and he developed a huge abscess. And on Tuesday, I took him to my regular vet. They determined he had this huge abscess. They set him up for an appointment yesterday. They had the surgery. They took both testicles, the one inside and outside, and they had to take the scrotum off on the outside testicle also because the abscess had adhered to the scrotum, so there was lots of infection, and there's a high chance that he could still get sepsis. So I have to give him tons of medication and watch. They want a picture of the incision every day. If it opens back up or there's any kind of major infection, I'm looking at having to do wet dry bandage treatment, which requires I take him to the vet at least once a day to have a professional do it, and it's very painful for the dog because every time they take the bandage off, it rips off whatever has stuck to the bandage. Right now I've already paid $3,500 for this dog's emergency care, and I'm looking at cataract surgery for myself in the next couple weeks, maybe a month. So I'm going to be missing work, and it's going to be financially really hard for me for a while. So I did put together a fundraiser on Angelink. If anybody knows anybody who has money, or if anybody feels like tossing me a couple bucks here and there, that anything would help right now. I just want him to. He's not even 3 years old, and he's a very special little dog. He will guard me with his life, and so I'm just trying to post this everywhere I can for just in case somebody has a few extra dollars and they want to maybe help me with Ranger. Anyway, this is the video I made last night when I brought him home. So I was wrong. He's in excruciating pain even more than before. I gave him all the drugs they told me to give him, and we're just waiting. And I'm trying to keep him from, because they said he absolutely cannot get at his wound. And if the wound opens, we're looking at a situation where I'd have to go in every single day, and there'd be wound care every single day, and extremely expensive stuff would have to happen. So he has to keep his wounds closed. But he is, unless I distract him with petting him, he's trying to get to the wound. And he's very, very painful. Very painful. I know, baby. I swear it'll be better tomorrow. This is unlike, they said the abscess would have gone septic if he hadn't have had this done today. It was very, very bad. And they're doubling up on his antibiotics because instead of 1 week, 2 weeks, because there can still be a problem with infection because they had to take the scrotum, which, the infection was at the base of the scrotum, and it could have gotten, some of that could have gotten inside of him. So he's starting to feel a little drugged. He looks like he might be the drugs are starting to hit. His eyes are getting droopy. But yeah, he was really, really getting frantic there for a little while, and really frantic. Yeah, I think the drugs are starting to hit. Poor little guy. But they got both the testicles. They got the scrotum. She said they cleaned it as much as they can, so hopefully, there's way less infection than there was. They also sent his testicles off to get labs done to make sure, biopsies done, make sure that there's no cancer present. The vet was a little concerned about why there was so much infection in his testicle, in his exposed testicle. So, yep, so we're home, and now he's going to be in his little, I gave him some scrambled eggs in his food. That's what they suggested. They said he really needs to eat with all these meds. But he's not showing too much interest in, see, this is, no. See, we got to distract. At least he's not crying. He's been crying nonstop since I got home.